morning. This is June 22nd, 2012, and this is the first installment of the Greg's Weather Center video report. Here are the here's a weekly summary of the week, courtesy of Weather Underground. This is basically information collected from the weather station in my backyard. The high temperature this week is 97 degrees. That was on the first day of the heat wave, which was Wednesday. Yesterday was 96. Today is supposed to be a little bit cooler, but still hit 90. So we should have our first official heat wave of the season, which is quite appropriate, being that this was the first week of summer 2012. Well, anyway, like I said, the temperature hit just under 97 degrees for a high this week. The dew point peaked at 76 and change. We're looking at the pressure. The pressure ranged from 29.75 inches to 30.21 inches. And you can see we had no rainfall this week. So far this month we've had 3 inches of rain, and for the year we've had about 11 3/4 inches of rain. Let's go to the current conditions. And as you can see, the temperature at the weather station right now is just over 88 degrees. Feels like 97. That's the heat index. The winds are calm. We have hazy conditions. The humidity is at 63%. The dew point is 74 degrees. The barometric pressure is 29.75 inches of mercury. Okay, let's go to an actual webcam view of what's going on outside. And as you can see, skies are a little bit hazy outside here in South Plainfield, or northwestern Middlesex County. And that's probably an indication of things to come. We do have a change on the way here, and let's get to it by looking at the temperature contrast. Current temperatures here along the eastern seaboard, as you can tell, they're running basically, at least from Boston all the way on south to Cape Hatteras, are running from the low to upper 80s. However, as you can tell, if you move farther west in the northeastern region of the country, you'll see that temperatures drop off quite dramatically. In the Great Lakes area around Buffalo, the temperature right now is 73 degrees. Pittsburgh is at 70. Looking at Detroit at about 75. Cincinnati is about 73. So we do have some cooler and drier air trying to push into the area, and that is going to set the stage for some thunderstorms this afternoon, and some of them could be on the severe side. Let's go to the latest radar imagery, courtesy of the National Weather Service office in Mount Holly. And you can see that on the radar we do have some showers developing in eastern Pennsylvania, probably from about east of Harrisburg all the way northward to the Scranton, just outside the Scranton-Wilkes-Barre area. And there is also a pocket of weak showers to the north of Allentown. All this you see here is ground clutter from the radar station in Fort Dix, which is in Burlington County, New Jersey. These are some showers and storms that moved offshore, I guess, earlier this morning. Now let's take a look at the actual radar imagery looped, the radar imagery loop, courtesy of the Rutgers Weather Center in New Brunswick. And as you can see, we have several streams of showers and storms pushing from the southwest to the northeast into Pennsylvania, like that line I had shown you earlier. We also have a line of storms moving through upper or upstate New York and also into southwestern Pennsylvania. There are also some showers and storms in far eastern Maine and into northeastern Canada. Now, if we go to the satellite, we can see that there are some clouds developing to the west here and pushing northeastward into our region. And looking at the earlier satellite imagery, you could tell there were some higher cloud tops this morning. That is not the case right now, but that will change as we get into the afternoon hours. Now let's look at the graph for the past 72 hours. As you can see, the temperature has been quite up there over the past several days. Again, we had a high of about 97 on Wednesday, which is right here. Then we had a high of 96 on Thursday, and we're already nearing 90 degrees today. If we do reach that, that would make it the first significant heat wave of 2012, although we did have some hot weather during Memorial Day weekend and a little bit afterwards, but I don't think anything to this extreme. If we look at some of the statistics from what we have had over the past few days, we had a heat index of 112 on Wednesday. And that's pretty much been the warmest in the past month. We did have a very high heat index on the day after Memorial Day. I'll have to go back and look to see what that was, but it was about the same, maybe a little lower. I would imagine that the heat index we had on Wednesday of 112 was probably the highest we've had all year, being that we had the warmest temperature all year on Wednesday. Now, as you can see, we haven't had any measurable rainfall in the last week. It was quite rainy for much of the month of June, but it has tailed off within the last week or so. Again, that could change with the development of thunderstorms this afternoon. As you can see, though, if you look at the precipitation for the year so far, we had a little bit of a dry spell from February to about the next to last week of April, but since that time until the last week, we had picked up probably about a good 2/3 of the year-to-date rainfall. And okay, I'm looking at the heat index data that we have for this year so far. The hottest heat index we had in the month of May was about 104.6, and I believe that was on the Tuesday after Memorial Day, before some storms moved through the area. So we did have the highest heat index of the year on Wednesday. As you can see, it was just under 112, but rounded up, it was 112. Now, if we look at the maximum temperature to date, we had a 90-degree day in April. We had 2 in May, and with today, we would have 3 in June. So we would have, so far, a total of 6 days of 90 degrees or more in 2012. Last year, I don't think we had any 90-degree days until the very end of May. So we're about where we should be, maybe even a little bit ahead of pace. Now I'm going to go and move around a little bit here and take a look at the weather forecast for South Plainfield. And we do have a heat advisory in effect. That heat advisory, I believe, is in effect until 5 o'clock this afternoon. There is also a hazardous weather outlook, which I would probably think concerns the thunderstorms for this afternoon and early evening. And as you can see, the forecast at a glance here, courtesy of the National Weather Service office in Mount Holly, New Jersey, calling for some thunderstorms this afternoon, heavy rain, high of 93. Tonight, there should be a significant cool-off after the thunderstorms come through, but we should have a little bit more heavy rain. Again, some of these storms could be severe. We could have some gusty winds, small hail, lightning associated with them. It's very possible, so you may want to have your weather radio handy, or stay tuned to the Weather Channel or wherever you get your weather information during the course of the day to kind of keep abreast of what's going on, because we could have some thunderstorms develop this afternoon, and some of them could be severe, especially with the heat that we have had. There's going to be a lot of energy in the atmosphere, and with that cold front diving into that, we do have quite a battle line that could set up if everything times out right. Let's take a look at the heat advisory again. As you can see, the heat wave is continuing. High pressure off the Carolina coast will continue near record heat. Heat indices are expected to be between 98 and 105. And that is definitely going to be more significant in the urban areas such as Newark, Philadelphia, Camden. And like I said earlier, the heat advisory is in effect till 5 p.m. this afternoon. And I guess that is to coincide with the timing of the front passing through with the thunderstorms. Temperatures are expected to be again into low to mid 90s. Heat index values are expected to range into the upper 90s to over 100. Looking ahead in the forecast to Saturday, we have a chance of some storms, but the temperatures, as you can see, are much cooler. Saturday night, it's going to be mostly clear. We have another front that is expected to come through Sunday night into Monday, and that's going to bring temperatures back down into the mid to upper 70s by Tuesday of next week. So that's it for now. This is the Greg's Weather Center video report for Friday morning, June 22nd, 2012. Hope you have a great day, everyone.